Welcome to Once.Upon.a.Hot.Take. I'm your co-host, Jordan.
And I'm your other co-host, Leah.
Fairy tales are just the beginning. This is the podcast all about, you guessed it, our hot takes on books you love and love to hate.
We're covering everything from fantasy to sci-fi, romance to thrillers. We might occasionally cover movies, shows, restaurant, really anything we want.
So no, this isn't a deep dive or lit review. It's just straight up opinions or hot takes, if you will. We're just two friends who read too much and talk even more.
Spoilers ahead, mateys! We are discussing all things Bridgerton, all the books, all the seasons, any songs referencing Bridgerton, our fair game. And P.S., we're also adults talking about adult books, and we use adult words, so just, you've been warned.
We've got a variety of segments we plan to cover, but we're keeping it loose and fun. So if you have a book rec or hot take that differs from ours, we'd love to hear from you. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Once.Upon.a.Hot.Take. Today's episode is Bridgerton, Book 1, The Duke and I.
And before we get into our premiere episode, we have to give you a teeny heads up. Our mics were less than ideal for our first recording session, so please excuse the audio quality. We're new, we're learning.
We've already invested in some quality mics since we plan on being here a while, so after today, you won't have to worry about this warning ever again.
So without further ado, we're going to begin with our very first segment, which we always will start with. It might be my favorite. It's the non-verbal reaction. So Jordan, please give us your hot take on Bridgerton, Book 1, with your non-verbal reaction.
Chugga, 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 chugga. Choo-choo! That was a train wreck.
Good. Got it. Okay. And then mine is like an extended sigh of varying degrees of highs and lows.
Yeah, do you want to dive into that?
Yeah, so, I mean, it's, the book is what it is. And if you know what you're getting into, a light, fluffy kind of romance without a lot of big substance, then I think you're going to be okay. But if you go into it thinking it's going to be this big literary project, I think you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah, so I went with a train wreck noise because I found that I couldn't put the book down, but I was also cringing at the same time, like you would a train wreck.
You can't look away.
Yeah.
Yes. So give us just kind of a little overview overall of your whole thoughts.
Yeah, for sure. So this is a spicy YA book. Is it actually appropriate for YA? Probably not, because of the level of spiciness.
It's spicy.
But I don't know, kids these days seem way more mature than we were at that age, so maybe they could handle it. But the simplicity of the book and the character development was broadcasted from the jump. There were no twists or turns, nothing to think deeply about or speculate what was to come. The book gave you exactly what it was telling you it would give you. By no means does this make it a bad book. I actually found that I couldn't put it down, but there are definitely some troubling themes in this book that I want to dive into.
Ooh, can't wait to talk about them. I think that's kind of, the overall theme. Like, if you know what this is, you're going to like it. But if you go into it thinking it's something that it's not and having these high hopes for it, I think you're going to be let down. Yeah. So why'd we pick this one? Well, we wanted to start with kind of a banger right off the bat, and I had literally just finished it, so I was like, oh, this will be easy to talk about.
Yep, perfect. Do you want to describe the read?
Yes, I do, because it was iconic. So I was in England. I was in London at the time reading this book. So they were pointing out on the tour bus all of the things like, oh, this is the Featherton house. This is the Modiste. And I just was like, oh my gosh, like where they filmed the show. So I was fully immersed. I read it in like 2 days. I zoomed through it. Like Jordan said, it was kind of a train wrecky thing that you couldn't put down, but like I was excited to pick it up. I kept going with it. It was a magical time to be there, reading about it. I highly recommend you go to London and read this book. So
Gee.
Maybe for book 2, you can head there, Jordan.
Yeah, if only that were in the budget. I also read the book in 2 days. So I'm on track with you there.
Wow.
Not in London, unfortunately, still in Wisconsin when I read the book. But I found myself reading it in all my free time. I even stayed up late to finish it.
I did that a little bit too. Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, it was a very attention-grabbing book.
Mm-hmm. Yes, very like juicy, is that the right word? Where it's moving. You want to know what's going on, what's going to happen. Like where are we going with this here?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so tell us your character cocktail or favorite character. What do you want?
No, you're supposed to do the character cocktail.
Oh, I'm
Leah.
doing character cocktail. Here we go. So we came up with this segment, and then there was a little miscommune on what the segment was going to look like. So I took this as the segment was going to be, let's describe the cocktail of a main character, like what they'd be drinking. And Jordan was like, let's drink something while we're doing this. So we're doing both. So I'll start with what I concocted as the character cocktail, and then Jordan will tell you what we are drinking. So I came up with 2. So for Simon, I gave him like a really dark like whiskey, but the whiskey where you put that like smoker on it and then does like smoky stuff coming out of it, which like who wants to drink smoke in their drink? I don't know, but that's the because he's smoky and broody and you can't know my heart,
Yep.
And Daphne, just some type of like light spritzer, like a lemon spritzer, something like with a little garnish on it, a little fruity, a little fresh, a little bubbly.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Those are great picks.
Yeah, thanks.
So Leah and I are currently having, I'm going to call it a mini pint.
Oh!
Because they're not full pints.
They're not full.
But we are having some Leinenkugel's Honey Lemon Light
and
as we
delightful
go through the pod.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
All right. Leah, would you like to kick us off with your favorite character?
Like, to have someone. I would. So, Anthony. Oh my gosh, I love Anthony. So, not only. She's gasping at me. Did you pick him too?
Yes, I picked him.
First off, I picked him because I've always wondered what a big brother would be. Balance of a gentleman and a rake, like they talk about in the book. I thought he was great. And then my second is Violet, Mrs. Bridgerton. You gotta love her. She's like Mrs. Bennet, but just a little bit more likable. Still meddlesome, but just lovable. And just any scene she was in, I'm laughing and I love her. I also love how she can just insult you too, but it's funny. And then you're like, wait, is it a compliment?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I think I'll have some hot takes coming your way.
Give them! That's what it's all about! Hot takes!
Okay, but I also chose Anthony as my favorite character. Mm-hmm. The love for his family, and he walks the perfect line between being head of the house, but also respecting his mother's authority.
Oh, yeah.
And I just found myself loving every time he was on the page. He was just so charismatic, and I just absolutely loved everything about him in the book. He was the standout to me.
I did like him. It didn't also hurt that I was picturing Jonathan Bailey every time that he was in the scene.
Oh.
Is that... We're going to talk... That's another segment later, but...
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good casting.
Yep. Totally agreed.
So what would you say your highs and lows for this read, Jordan? Oh, you got a lot there. I can't wait for this. Let's get into it.
Okay, the highs... Anytime Daphne and Simon had a one-on-one prior to the duel.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah. Where's like the tension?
Yes. That flirty banter. Yep. You could tell like the physical attraction was like almost palpable on the page. The mental attraction was equally so.
Which is nice,
Yes. And that's like what I want to see in a book is like it's not all a physical attraction, that there's also more to it.
It's deeper.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm going to leave it at that for my highs. Leah, what are your highs?
So my high, I really liked the second epilogue. Like, I thought that was just fun read it and see what they're up to, like years down the road. And I liked that she wrote it years after the fact too. She was like, I keep coming back to this, and I just wanted to throw a little nice ending up there, and it just like a nice little bow. So I like that.
Very nice.
Mm.
As someone who has not read all the books and has not watched all of the TV shows seasons, I had a couple things spoiled for me there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But that's okay. That's okay.
Yep.
I'm all right about that. But no, I appreciate the what's the word I'm looking for?
Resolution.
Like, yeah.
Yep.
It was nice. I did like it.
Yeah, they did do it that. Okay. So my low, I'll go first because yours looks longer, is the separation was too long when she like fake pregnancy trapped him, and he was like, I can't be with you. I need to go. Like, oh my gosh, it was like 5 chapters, or I don't know. It felt long. Like, I get it, but just it was too much. We all know you're gonna get back together in the end anyway. Just let's move this along. That to me was a stretch.
That's fair. I have a very hot take
I
there.
can't wait.
Okay. I found this book to be so toxic. Period.
Oh, yeah.
Where as I was reflecting on it, where do I even start?
Ooh.
So I decided to start with Simon. He straight up lied to Daphne about not being able to have children.
Yeah, that was a dick move.
Very much so. He let her go into this marriage thinking it was not a physical capability of his.
Yeah, like, yeah. And that's a big emotional game there, like to have to wrap your mind around, I'm never going to have a family.
Yes. He put so much extra stress on this already stressful situation.
Yep.
By misleading her.
Yeah.
But
then
Daphne really ups the toxicity level by essentially sexually assaulting Simon in his drunken state to try and get pregnant.
Yeah.
She took full advantage of the situation because she knew he wouldn't have let this happen in a more sober state. She absolutely violated him and his autonomy. And I also would just like to point out that this happens in 102 days. That is 3.5 months, not even.
Yeah.
Okay. And Daphne is only 20.
Ooh.
20 years old. Okay.
Ooh.
I know this is a period piece and times were very different back then. I get that. But this level of toxicity in the relationship so early on does not lead me to believe this was going to be a happy marriage. Obviously, we had to get our happily ever after, but it's a little unreasonable given the start that they had.
Yeah, for sure. See, I have this problem. This is maybe my toxic trait. When I read a book, I can totally suspend my disbelief in my reality and jump into the world of the book and be like, oh yeah, that's totally fine. Like, even though I know this is not good, this is not fine. So you saying this now, I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, you're right. This is horrible. But as I'm reading it, I'm just like, oh, whatever. They're in love. It's fine. Like, no, it's not fine.
It was not fine. No.
Not fine. No.
It was not fine.
No, it was not. Oh, yeah. That was a good
hot take.
Yes. Okay, our next segment then is sort of related to what we just talked about, but it's a bit more specific. The best and worst scene. So for me, I mean, this is kind of cheating here. I didn't really pick a specific scene, but I just love the witty banter. Like, especially anything with Violet Bridgerton in it. Like, just the back and forth. Anthony and his brothers, all of that together. Hilarious. I love it. Anytime there's just that little extra, like, that's clever. Like, I got on board with that.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. I think their first meeting at that ball he went to, and their hallway interaction.
Oh, they're like joking, yes.
And then she like meets up with her brothers, and they had to like play off that. Yes. I loved that scene.
That was cute. Yeah. How do people think of that? Like, I don't have it.
No.
Okay, tell me your worst scene, and then I can't wait to tell you mine.
Okay. So obviously my take is the drunken sperm stealing night.
The insemination scene.
Yeah, it's the worst scene. But I've already covered that, so I'm going to go with a different scene that was so bad that it literally had me laughing.
Oh boy.
The duel. Specifically, page 220.
Oh, we got it marked.
And I quote.
Oh, we got quotes. Yay.
wait.
Galloping on the horse, right?
Simon gasped and whirled around. Dear God, it's Daphne! I could not take that line seriously. I was just like, dear God, Daphne, darling! Like,
my love.
it pulled me so far out of the book. The
Oh,
whole duel did.
yeah.
I just,
that was a big cheese factory.
yep,
Yeah.
it was too much for me. So, and in addition to this, it's this kind of thing that makes me wonder how men were ever in charge of anything to begin with. Like, let's settle the situation with guns.
By murdering one of us.
Because those always fix everything. Like, what
no
are
doubt.
we doing
No
here?
doubt. No doubt.
So that's,
especially guns that like didn't even work half the time, like and
Yeah.
didn't aim, you know, like
Yep.
that was half the thing. Like, oh, let's duel. One of us might malfunction, and then it's fine. Now we're friends again. What? No,
no. So
Okay, so mine is, I would say, a number of the spicy scenes that specifically use the word muling. Like, oh, she was muling as I was like, I'm just okay. Once, fine, I get it. That's okay. That's a noise. That's a sound. But every time it showed up, every time her little muleys, like all I'm thinking of is a baby cat and just like. I don't know. Like sometimes I get the ick from spice scenes because, especially ones that are written in young adult books, because I just picture young adults reading them, and I'm like, they're reading this, and they're my teenagers, and this is weird, and it's weird. So these scenes were okay. I didn't get that too much, but the muling, like pick a different word. And the worst part is, I think I've read like 4 or 5 in the series too. She keeps muling. They're muling all the time. Everybody's just muling, and I am not here for it. Like, get a thesaurus or something.
okay.
Get some different onomatopoeia. I take heavy breathing over muling.
Okay, real quick though, you need to elaborate on these are my students.
Yeah.
Please explain.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
why
So
that's a big deal to you.
I teach high school English. So we, encourage a lot of reading. And to me, honestly, if they're reading anything, great, awesome. But like some of them, my students actually introduced me to ACOTAR, which we'll cover later. I have hot takes on ACOTAR. But like, yeah, the first time reading it, I got big icks from those scenes because I just was like, oh my gosh, my students are reading this. This is, I don't know. It's a complex, but at least there's no muling in ACOTAR. There's other types of, sexual assault in there too, in different words, but no muling. So I guess they went. I don't know. Well, that's gonna be a whole nother episode. Don't you worry, people.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna be honest. Didn't notice the word.
Oh man,
one
it
time.
drove me crazy. Like I clocked it the first time, and I was like, all right, it's fine, muling, okay. And then just every time, I was like, I don't know, not here for it.
All right. Well, let's move on to the next one. So, what would we change about the book? Leah, I'm very curious.
Definitely for me, it's the D&D separation. Daphne and Duke do not need to be separated for that long. Like that part was hurtful because they both were hurting, and you just wanted to clap their heads and be like, if you would just freaking talk to each other, it would be fine. Like, I get it. She wanted to draw out the drama and like make the hearts grow longer and fonder or whatever. But like too long. And like you said too, it's not healthy. Wasn't a good setup. They didn't handle the conflict resolution very well. So I would scrub that part or make it like 2 days instead of whatever it was. Was it the whole pregnancy? It was a long time.
It was like more than 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Because at one point she was like 6 weeks late.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've already mentioned it twice what I would change. I do want to say we haven't gotten to this segment yet, but I do think when we talk about the TV show, I think the TV show did a much better job taking out the toxicity from this scene.
Yeah.
Because they turned it from a drunken state to a moment of passion.
Yeah.
Where she like body trapped him.
Yeah. Yep. And was
So,
like, we're doing it. You're right. I did not remember that. It was a long time ago that I watched the show. You are right.
So I do think that was just a well done TV show on fixing my biggest issue with the book.
Okay. Now, this is the next segment, and I'm so excited because Jordan didn't prepare for it, so we'll see if she comes up with something in the moment. But this segment was actually a shower idea for me, so you know it's good if it happens in the shower. So the next segment is called Surprise Question. So each of us writes a surprise question that we're going to throw at the other, and they have to answer it without like any type of preparation. So here we go. Told you it's a good one. Marry, fuck, kill. Who you doing?
Oh my gosh, this could literally be its own segment.
Yeah, I know. I told you it was a good one.
Ugh, Anthony for two of them?
Ooh,
Can I do that?
I'll allow it. Yeah, sure.
I love Anthony.
Yeah.
Everything about him.
Yeah.
Kill. Probably Lady Whistledown.
Ooh, okay.
Even though she hasn't been a big part of the book series yet.
Yeah.
She's got her nose in everybody's business.
Oh yeah. And she's just stirring that pot.
Yes.
Stirring that pot.
Yes.
Now, wait, you haven't watched the series or read all the books yet. Do you know who she is?
I think you find out at the end of season 2, right?
I think it's 3.
Oh, is it 3?
I don't know. Either way, I know. So I won't spoil it for you.
I do think I know. You tell me if I'm right and I'm
ooh.
remembering this. It's Penelope?
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Which she hasn't even been brought up in book
No,
one.
she's barely like there. Yeah.
Yeah.
They like mention her in passing.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
So that's not.
And you're killing Whistledown. Okay.
Yep.
So mine, I'll answer my own question. I'm gonna marry Anthony, obviously, because who wouldn't? I guess I'll fuck the Duke, because why not? You know, he's got dookie powers.
Yeah. He clearly is good in bed.
Oh,
so
clearly, yeah. Yep. And
he's
then
got the moves.
I'm just gonna kill Benedict because like he's just there. Like he's a good brother, but like I don't think he has much of a personality.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Well, I mean I did read his book and it was the least of my favorite. Of all of them.
Interesting.
So we'll do that for another episode, but that's my hot take on surprise questions.
Very nice.
I told you it was a good one.
That was a good one. I truly think we should just have that as a segment.
Oh, that could be
just like its own thing.
Yeah, that'll be one.
Yeah.
We'll add that to the permanent list.
I think that's totally worth it. Plus, I would like more time to think about that.
Sure. Yeah, I had the whole shower to think about it, so yeah, fair. Okay, so Jordan told me she's got a surprise question for me, so I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. This is on the fly, so
okay, super surprise.
As you were reading this in London, did you find that the scenery in London matched the book well?
Oh yeah, it's very historic. They have like a lot of original buildings. We even went to the town of Bath, which is where a lot of the scenes in the show are filmed, and they have a lot of like original, like from the 1700s buildings, like just in their downtown. Super cool. Like it totally was vibing hard. So this is probably why I like the book a lot more than I would have had I just been reading it in my basement in Wisconsin. So yeah. That's a good question.
That is really insightful.
That's why I recommend go to London, read the book.
Yeah.
You're going to have a better experience, I'm telling you. I was sitting drinking tea and thinking about all the characters in my mind. Can't beat it.
Wonderful. Okay. So our next segment here is going to be our own rating system that we have come up with.
It's a good one.
Okay. So we're calling it the Harry Potter Legendary Location Scale.
Because we both have mad love for Harry Potter. That was like one of the first series that just really got us hooked in reading. We're big fantasy people too. So like Harry Potter is the gold standard. So Jordan's going to explain the different levels of this segment. And then we'll talk about where we've ranked this book.
Yep. So 5 out of 5, location is Hogwarts. So this means it's a masterpiece. It's a place you'd want to return to again and again. It's a true classic with no major flaws. 4 out of 5 is The Burrow, a heartwarming and magical experience, a book that feels like coming home. It might be a little messy, but it's full of charm. 3 out of 5 is Diagon Alley, or Diagonally.
Diagonally!
A bit crowded with ideas and a few things that didn't quite work, but you can find some real gems here. 2 out of 5, Privet Drive. Not an easy read. It's a bit dull and you're just waiting for the magic to happen. And 1 out of 5 is Azkaban, a truly punishing experience. This book is a chore to get through and has you feeling utterly drained by the end.
The Dementors. That's a Michael Scott quote, in case you didn't get it.
Good one.
Okay. So I'm coming in with a solid 3. We are in Diagon Alley. Like, yep, there's some good things that you can find here, but you're also just walking down some cobble streets that maybe are missing a few cobbles, and you're like, oh man, I just sprained my ankle, dang it. But you truck on.
Yep, I'm in agreement with you. 3 out of 5. Its charm and captivation is what bumped it up to the 3 for me.
Mm-hmm.
The toxicity really had me down at a level 2.
We're sitting in perfect drive here.
Yeah, but because I couldn't put it down, and I still did find myself loving these characters.
Yes.
I did.
Yes,
bump it up to the 3.
That's probably her best asset. Is she's got really likable, like we said, witty characters that you just fall in love with. They really have personalities. Like, they're not just tropes. They're good, solid people that you can tell the difference between too.
Yep.
Okay, so we had initially a segment called Hype Meter, and then Jordan kind of came up with the legendary Harry Potter location scale, which I love. But in the meantime, I had still written down some ideas for Hype Meter. So here's how I have hyped Bridgerton of book 1. So I gave it a solid medium or a strong golf clap with a magnanimous smile while grasping your pearls. That is how I've hyped it. And basically goes down to kind of the theme of this episode. If you know what you're getting into, it's a good book. If you're just picking it up and you're thinking it's going to be the next, great read, I think you'll not find that to be the case. So speaking of ratings, let's move on then to our Goodreads rating, which is how do we classify it on Goodreads?
Yep. So this is coming in at an overall score of 3.8 stars based on 663,000 ratings.
Ooh.
I personally also gave it 3 stars on Goodreads.
I gave it a 4, and in my mind it was like a 4.2. Wow. Because again, I was in London reading this. I was in it. I was in the world. I was in the places. It was giving me all the feels at the time. So okay. That's how. And in my mind, anything that is a 4 and above is like I am excited to get into bed to read this book tonight, and that was the case for this book. Like you said, the train wreck.
Yep. Okay. So our recommendation corner. Leah, who are you recommending this book to?
Okay, I got some things. So if you like historical fiction, I grew up reading about all the wives of King Henry VIII, love anything historical fiction, this is going to be a good book for you. If you're into like The Gilded Age, which is another historical fiction piece on like HBO, this is up your alley. You'd like this. If you like romantasy, I would say this could be in your corner. You could find some gain from this. And so a particular person that I would have in mind to recommend this to would be my cousin Becky. I feel like she would get on board with this. She could appreciate it and enjoy it. I would not recommend this book to your mother-in-law unless she's a classic like romance reader. Which, speaking of, my grandma was a classic romance reader. Like, we're talking pictures of scantily clad women in the arms of Fabio with his shirt off and all muscled and holding that. Like, as a kid, and I never registered what those books were. I just like, oh, it's just grandma's books. And she had bookshelves full of them. And what I wouldn't give now to read one of those books. What was she reading about? What is the plot of this thing? Like, I want to know. And where are those books? I don't know.
Probably your local Goodwill.
Well, probably. You're right. Should go digging around there, see what grandma was up to.
That's so funny. I was not prepared for a name call out in recommendation corner.
Yeah.
So I was thinking sisters, girlfriends, probably not your mom, or your grandma, or your mother-in-law.
Unless it's my grandma.
Yes, unless this is in there. But then that opens up the door for conversation with them.
Yeah, so, if you're the one that put it in their hands, true. Yeah, I still probably would.
So it's a little...
Yeah. You know what? I'm also thinking, Brooke from softball, I feel like she could give this to her grandma. And they'd get along just fine. Yeah. Yep. So if your grandma is like Brooke's grandma, I bet you'd be fine.
Yep.
Shut up, Brooke! Yeah. All right, now we're going to talk more about the TV show and just in general. Had this not been already made into a TV show, like actor portrayals, who would we see being the characters? We couldn't really do that for this one. because the show was already out by the time we read the book. So I was just picturing everybody, and I thought they did a good job. But you go ahead and give your thoughts on actor portrayals.
Yeah, for sure. So overall, a very well casted show. Phoebe Denenboer.
Just say it with a posh accent. I told you.
Yeah. As Daphne. Regé-Jean. Page as Simon. And Jonathan Bailey as Anthony are all incredibly charismatic and portray their characters so well. I just wish they would have put a wig on Daphne to give her that signature Bridgerton dark hair like Anthony.
Yeah.
That was the only thing that was missing. And also, shout out to Ruth Gemmell,
Yeah.
as Mama Bridgerton.
Oh, she killed it.
She did a great job as well. And thankfully, they adjusted her character to not be as problematic as in the book. This is my hot take we have not talked about yet.
Yeah.
The other characters don't have as big of a role in the book, so I figure we'll talk about them when we get to those other books. But yeah, my hot take here on Mama Bridgerton is she's very problematic in this book for me.
Yeah, she gets her fingers in other people's things. Yep.
Yeah, and I like the show version of her it takes all of her best scenes from the book.
Meddlings.
So having been exposed to the show first, coming into the book, I was very shocked at how problematic I found her character to be.
Yeah, and I think I allowed the show to color my opinions of her in the book, because I know in the show I was like, oh, she just means well, like she's just trying to help, but like, yeah, you're right. In the book, she's doing some strong arming.
Yeah. And how could she not tell Daphne how babies are made?
Dude, that's your one job before your daughter gets married. Come on. Oh man, yeah.
To leave her to figure that out on her own.
Right.
In the situation she was in.
The especially problematic situation. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
You failed as a mama.
Yeah.
You did. Your one, in this time period, like your one job is to get your daughters married off.
Right.
They need to be prepared.
They got to know.
So.
And she did not.
No.
So then, okay, show or book? I normally would always say book, but in this case, I think the show really good. They did an excellent job casting, just the writing too, the way they let the drama unfold. Really, really, really good. So I don't know. I'm on the fence with this one. And there's only ever been 2 times in my life where I've preferred the show over the book, and that was A Walk to Remember and The Notebook. So maybe that's just a Nicholas Spark thing. I don't know. But
probably.
But this one, I don't know. I'm leaning hard show, because they did a really nice job with that.
Yep. I'm for sure pro show. I think all of my problems with the book were addressed in the show in a very tasteful way. And the characters came to life on screen, which is hard to do.
Yeah.
And I've loved the show. I really enjoyed the book, but yeah, I'm definitely leaning show.
Yeah. Hot take right there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. We're kind of winding down here on our very first episode. So we've already decided our next book that we're going to cover is Unseen Academicals by Terry Pratchett. Yes, we are aware it is book 36 of 50 or whatever. I don't know. This guy wrote a whole world. But we did clarify it is okay to read the books in any order. They're still part of the same world, but they're not consecutive. You'll be fine. We'll be fine. I've already started it, and I'm picking it up. So
yeah, and we're not cutting ties with Bridgerton.
Oh no!
Together.
Oh, we're coming back. Yeah.
Yes, we're just taking a break, little palate cleanser.
Yep.
So we'll come back to Bridgerton maybe book 3 or 4.
Yeah, give us a little break from the muling, because it keeps coming. It keeps coming. So if you want, go ahead and read Unseen Academicals, and then join us the next time we decide to podcast, which will be when we finish that book, which will be probably the same time we decide to get social media going.
Awesome. Well, great chat, Leah.
Yeah. Thanks, Jordan. We'll see you guys next time.